Hi, my name is Michael Boyce and I'm a pricing actuary score. I've been working alongside the EMEA Permanent Working Group to create the annual engineering market survey for 2021. The 2021 survey will include three studies this year. This includes the loss ratio benchmark, the rate change index, and the global type of loss survey, which is new this year. The purpose of this video is to provide a quick tutorial to assist you when filling it in. All three surveys have been combined in a single file this year. And if we look at the workbook, the introduction tab gives a brief background of the survey itself, as well as an overview of each tab in the survey. It also outlines the data requirements needed to fill in the survey, and this is simply gross premium and incurred loss triangles for 2008 to 2020, as well as incurred claims data for 2008 to 2020. And if your historical data is shorter than this, then please just use as many years as possible. There is also a data privacy disclaimer at the bottom. It's very important to note that all data in the survey will be anonymized. Anonymized data will be provided to an independent third-party perils, and the names of data providing companies will not be revealed. So moving on to the data input tabs. In total, there are 5 tabs that require input from the user. These have all been highlighted in orange, and the cells that require input have also been highlighted in orange within each tab. So if we look at the company overview tab, this just covers some high level questions around your specific portfolio. The total size in gross written premium USD for the 2020 underwriting year of your book, as well as the split between regional and global, the split between direct and treaty. This is percentage of gross written premium, the split between operational, project, and IDI in terms of gross written premium, a simple yes/no flag whether your book includes IAR, OAR, also whether your book is more lead or more follow. This is based on number of policies, so if the number of policies you write is more lead, please select this for this and vice versa. Also, what is your company's location? For those who've selected global above, there's an option global in the drop down. Otherwise, please just select the country where your headquarters are located. Moving on to the loss ratio survey. All that's required in this tab is to enter gross premium triangles and gross incurred loss triangles. The format of the premium triangles ideally will be book premium, but earned and written premium is also fine. Please comment the currency and basis of your triangle if different from what has been requested. So all that is required is to copy and paste your triangles in for premium, and similarly for claims, a simple copy and paste. And then the workbook will calculate the incurred loss ratio below. Moving on to the next tab, the global market. This is just a quick 2 questions based on your expert judgment of the global engineering market for the current underwriting year. So please select what your view of the total gross written premium is in USD, as well as the split between operational, project, and IDI business for the current underwriting year. Moving on to the rate change survey. The format of this tab has not changed since prior years. All that's required is some input based on expert judgment of the rate per mil that you would have charged for the various sublines for these historical underwriting years. So for example, if I look at my test data, these are some hypothetical values that I will copy in, split by the various sublines. So just copy in so. It's also important to point out that although 2010 has been set to 100%, this does not mean that 2010 is when the market was hard. It's simply used as a reference point to calculate the index for the other years. Now moving on to the global type of loss survey. There's 2 separate sections in this. The first is to select the total aggregate loss amount that is relevant to your book. So the total incurred amount of losses between 2008 and 2020. So please, whether that's less than 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion, or 10 billion. The second section looks at the split between the type of loss for your total incurred claims. Some work prior to entering into this workbook is needed for this section. So if I move back to my test data, if you imagine this is in a hypothetical list of claims from your claims report with claims 1 to 15, the various cedents, and the underwriting year from 2008 to 2020. In your report, the type of loss will obviously be different to those specified in the EMEA survey, so you will need to map the type of loss in your claims data set to that in the EMEA survey. So then we have our incurred amounts for these claims, and in the next step you just need to aggregate the total incurred claims from each type of loss, and then once that's done, just calculate the percentage of total incurred claims for each peril as a percentage of the total incurred amount, and this will give you a total of 100%. And then it's just a matter of copying and pasting from here into your workbook, and once this is completed you'll have 100% for here. And this is all the data input that's needed from the user. There's also a few tabs that help to summarize the results so you can review before sending. So we have one for the company overview, the EMEA loss ratio, the rate change, and the type of loss. Finally, we have the steps that need to be followed to prepare the workbook to send to perils. These have been outlined here, but I will take you through them now in detail. Once the workbook has been prepared, it just needs to be sent to Yindrik and Dalida at Perils. So this is the only tab that gets sent to Perils, and all that needs to be done is a simple right click, move or copy, new book, create a copy, OK. This will then copy this tab into a separate workbook. Then you just need to copy and paste the values to remove any formulas. So if you click the top left corner, copy, and then paste special values. Thanks very much, and looking forward to your contributions.